smell the pie left out on my windowsill. Oh, maybe could it be you think I've got some pennies in my pocket? What puts my picture back in your locket? Fair-weather friend, look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. Just like I knew you would. And waving each red flag like a matador. Look who's back. After a one-year trip to a grocery store. Look who's back. When I was down, I looked around and there was suddenly nobody to be found. Look who's back. And from my high horse, that was a pretty long trip down. Hey baby, could it be you think I've got some pennies in my pocket? What put my picture back in your locket? Fair-weather friend, look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. The girl that left a stain on my carpet. It's too much pain, I'm just too broken-hearted to let you in. But look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again. Look who's back again, 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 again. Look who's back again, 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 again. Oh, just like I knew you would.
Recorded live, it's the Nude Party with Look Who's Back. It's the title track from their fourth studio album, which just came out. The Nude Party are my guests today. I am Kaleo. It is World Cafe. Welcome back, friends. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be
Good
here.
to see you too.
Yeah. So in 2023, you built a studio out of a barn in the Catskills for your last album, Rides On. But Look Who's Back sees you heading out to Joshua Tree to make this record. Austin, I'll put it to you. You know, you spent all of this time investing in your own space. What was the reason for change of scenery? Why'd you want to make this record out on the West Coast?
Well, we had the ability to do it. We had a gap in our tour schedule that was accommodating toward us being out there. We were already together. We already had all our gear. We were tour ready, like very practiced, having just come hot off the road, and had wanted to work with our engineer and producer, Michael Rault, for quite a while, and he has a studio based out in Joshua Tree, Pioneer Town over there, and just Plum Desert. And yeah, it served as a really good time to do it out there. And the stark difference of like the mountains versus the desert does offer a little bit of inspirational difference. It's a palate cleanse of to have different scenery at all.
You also have never been shy about sort of shouting out the influences that colors your music. But in listening to Look Who's Back, it feels like you're pulling from even more places. Is it cool to ask sort of what maybe some of the musical North Stars for this record was, Don?
I honestly don't know. We always just kind of pull from what we currently listen to, which is a lot of Neil Young, which has always been the case. Or, I mean, Patton, what do you think?
Yeah, we love Neil, the Byrds, Graham Parsons, Velvet Underground. I think is always kind of an evergreen. There's a band from Nashville called Natural Child that we all like a lot, which I kind of think of as like country rock Velvet Underground.
I know that there was a pair of workshopping sessions where it sounds like you kind of laid out what you wanted Look Who's Back to be. I think there were a few of them where everyone kind of just goes in with their ideas. What is that scene like, Patton, when you're all in there sort of going, what's this record going to be?
It's like so much less sexy than you would think. We really just like get a whiteboard and kind of get everybody's ideas that they feel confident enough to want to share and just populate it with that, and then sort of round table and kind of do each thing and sort of flesh it out as far as it naturally goes. And sometimes it catches on and we're like, oh, that was really cool, let's develop that more. And sometimes, you know, you hit a wall with it and you're like, let's come back to it, and you either do or don't. And it solves the fear of like, you know, oh, is my idea gonna get heard? It's just like, if you make enough time and you have a fair process, everyone knows their idea is gonna get heard, and then I think from there you can let the cream rise to the top, which ends up being the record.
This is a band where everyone does some sort of writing, whether it be musically or lyrically. With the song like we're going to hear next, Not That Bad, like Patton, this is one that you brought the music and lyrics to. Is this a situation where sometimes you have an idea that you're so strongly attached to that you're like, I want to take the lead on this, and then sort of everyone supports?
That's probably one where it came out pretty similar to how it started, except that it definitely extended a lot and became much more instrumental, like with the whole band playing, than when I wrote it. I was in Nicaragua and I like took too big of an edible before I went on an airplane. And by the time I got down there, I was like so scared and having a really bad time. And so I just kind of laying on the floor of a hotel and wrote this song to make myself feel better. It's called It's Not That Bad.
It's the Nude Party here on World Cafe.
Let the days return to nights. It's not that bad, you know, to be alone. Every dog will have his day. When will I have mine? Maybe tomorrow. Thank you.
Recorded live on World Cafe. It is the Nude Party from their 2023 album Rides On. That is Ride On. Nude Party's new album is called Look Who's Back. I'm Kaleo. This is World Cafe. The Nude Party are my guests. So good to hear that song. I did not expect to hear that song in the Skate soundtrack. I am a big video game player, so anytime I have the opportunity to mention, hey, I heard you there. How did that opportunity come up to get featured? It's a skateboarding video game that's very, very popular, and Ride On is featured in the soundtrack.
We went to college in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we have a friend out there named Brian who he made a red hat with white lettering that said "Make EA Skate Again," which is the name of the game, EA Skate. I think they liked it. He somehow got in touch with some of the people that were making the new one, and he submitted us to it. And I never played the new one. I played the old ones, but I heard that it was the first song that came on when you did the tutorial.
I am kind of interested in the sync deals and stuff like that, because that isn't, in the 21st century, another way to help you make a living as a band, and every opportunity is a good one. I was shocked, 7 songs on Netflix's Outer Banks soundtrack. Now, is that the North Carolina connection? How that came into play?
Yeah, I mean, that's the creators of the show are the Pate brothers, and they're from North Carolina. They're from Wilmington, North Carolina is where they started. And we had mutual North Carolina connections. He hit us up one time. Started putting our music in the show. We played the premiere of the 3rd season in LA, and we've just become real close friends ever since. So,
and those are opportunities that you're not necessarily seeking out. They're just kind of coming from management or something like that, saying, "Hey, there's this opportunity." Or have you found that all of these collaborations or syncs have been through personal connections?
we want to get in the kitchen. Let's go in the kitchen real quick. We have a sync manager for this new record. Whose job is to they've got a format where things that are being shot are asking for certain things, and then on this website or something, these people submit specific things. So we have a guy that submits us to stuff. This song "Look Who's Back" was in a Mark Maron documentary this last year, which was cool. It played at Tribeca Film Festival, and I was working scanning tickets to that film festival, and I wasn't allowed to watch the movie.
Wait, you weren't allowed to go to the movie even though you have a song featured?
You got to
in it?
scan tickets. You can't watch if you're already in there. How are you going to scan a ticket?
I guess that's fair. On your website, your bio says something that kind of stuck out to me, which was you ask a rhetorical question. How many 7-piece touring bands have stayed together for over 12 years in this economy? Now, since writing that, obviously there's been one lineup change, but I think the larger point still stands, which is it's very hard to be a working band in the 21st century and stay together for over 10 years. And I guess I want to put it to y'all. Austin, I'd be curious, how do you think you've made this work? How has this group of individuals sort of sustained themselves and been successful in staying a band?
For the most part, because it's all we know how to do. We kind of became adults together. I mean, we've been doing this band since college, since we were all 18 or 19 years old. And so it was kind of a nurturing process to get to grow up together and kind of experience the same life around each other at the same time. A lot of people kind of have to find a caste system, or their memory of their life is only their memory of their life, where I can kind of venture off and be like, Alec, do you remember this? Don, do you remember this? And they'll fill in parts of stories that I don't remember, and it makes a more complete picture. And I think that kind of just shows a symbolic brotherhood of what we've come to do and our strength and bond through doing that. As you mentioned, we did lose one member to a horrible condition called gainful employment. And I happily took his place for about 12 years. I would have been right about there doing all the percussive, shaky, and hitty stuff. But now I'm back here doing the bigger, shaky, percussive stuff. But yeah, it's been a beautiful ride, and I hope we get to keep doing it for many years to come.
Shaun, up next, we've got Juarez. And this feels like one of the bigger departures on the record, particularly with the keys given this sort of jaunty vibe. I really dig it. But this was your creation. Tell me a little bit about how this came together.
Well, this song I wrote this in a previous relationship, and at the time it kind of, felt like I would go through fire with this person, and it kind of gained a new meaning because now I feel as though the song morphed into being about our band.
That's how I feel when we sing it.
Yeah. This song is about just overcoming challenges in a relationship, and, as y'all know, it takes work. It's not always easy, but the song is about just, overcoming those challenges and getting through it.
Let's listen to a live performance of Juarez. It's the Nude Party here on World Cafe.
Once upon a friend in stolen Jaguar, crossed the border into Juarez, drove it down real far. Couldn't find a reason to leave Mexico. Wherever you're going is where I wanna go. Drank beer from a tin cup, champagne from a glass. We wore holes in our pockets, spent it all real fast. Busking in the rain, singing in the snow. Wherever you're going is where I wanna go. Heard about some fast cash, Acapulco Gold Rush. We loaded up on a few bricks, made the border real hush. Got pulled in Abilene, 2 long years for one crime. Wherever